Hi guys, it's Temi with Yellow Sparks Joy. Welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 questions that I ask myself before I buy luxury. Now this is a tag video that was started by Bold and Graceful on YouTube, and I was tagged by the wonderful Tania from BitsNBags, and I will leave a link to Tania and Bold and Graceful's video in the description box below so you can go and check those out. Now, 10 questions I ask myself before I buy luxury. Okay, first of all, disclaimer, I don't have the most expensive or expansive luxury handbag collection, but at this point in time in my collection journey, I prefer to buy high-end contemporary designer handbags. I do have a few luxury pieces, but then these questions apply to any and everything I want to buy, not even just handbags, right? So these are just things that would be nice to have at the back of your mind before you make a purchase. I personally think that one still has to be smart, to be financially savvy before making any purchase of any kind, be it electronics, purchase on travel, hobbies, sports, anything like that. Not just handbags, not just luxury items. But for the fun of it, let's get into this video. Now, the ultimate and first question that I always ask myself. Now, these questions are not in any particular order, but this is definitely the first question that I ask myself all the time. Can I afford it? That's the truth. Because if I don't answer this question first, there's no point. There's no point moving along with all the other questions. Is it something I can afford? I have actually been eyeing a Balmain t-shirt, and I don't want to spend that amount of money just yet, so I haven't taken the plunge. So that's an example. Can I afford it? Yes, I can go ahead and ask myself all the other questions. If the answer is no, I just shoot the idea out of my head and that's it. I don't even think about it anymore, because the more you think about it, the more you might want it. And then you start dipping into funds that you really shouldn't dip into, or you put that purchase on credit and you can't pay back. Worst thing ever, guys. Don't buy luxury on credit. So the second question I ask myself is, do I love it? Now, this question for me, I have learned through trial and error, is very important. If I see an item, if I see a luxury handbag or a contemporary designer handbag, and I don't feel that rush of love, I'm not going to buy it. Because if I see something and I'm like, the straps are too thick, or I wish they made it in this other color, if I buy it, I won't end up liking it. I may carry it, but I always be like, I should have just bought this other color, but they didn't have it. So I ended up buying this as a compensation piece, or just to make me feel better. But then I'll still always be thinking of that other one that I really wanted, because I don't love the one I eventually purchased. So I've learned the hard way not to purchase handbags that I don't entirely fall in love with almost immediately. Case in point is my beautiful Beat handbag that's here. I bought this in January of this year, and this bag is gorgeous. I know it's gorgeous. It's actually currently on sale right now, which I think is awesome if you buy it at a sale price. And we're going to talk about that later. But I bought it full price when it came out. It was fresh off the shelves in January from Coach. And I went into the store that day to purchase the Basquiat Beat 18 bag. So the Beat 18 that was made in collaboration with the Basquiat estate in this ivory color. That's the bag I wanted to buy. They didn't have it in store, and I wasn't willing to for them to order it and send it to my house. I wanted to see it. I wanted to wear it before I purchased it. And so I said, oh, they shouldn't bother ordering it. I will just buy this one instead, because it caught my eye and I was like, I like the rivets. I'll just buy this instead. And right now, that bag is sold out. You can't find it anywhere. You can find it on the resale market, but it's very expensive. I'm not willing to pay for it. And guess what? This bag, this particular Beat 18 with rivets, is now on sale. And I bought it full price. So yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. So third question is there anything similar in my closet, in my collection, to the item I want? do I have any similar pieces that can also fulfill the need that I want with that bag, so then I end up not having duplicates. I try to stay to purchase my handbags in different colors. So an example of that is my Alma BB. When I bought this Alma BB, this was my first luxury handbag. I think this was my first luxury handbag ever, and I bought it because of the carefree nature of the Temi canvas, and I love the Alma BB. But then later I found out that I could get the Alma BB from the LV website. I think it's the My World Tour version in monogram canvas and black trimming. And I thought, well, monogram is my favorite LV canvas and black trim is the perfect carefree type of trim. I should get that. Nope, you shouldn't, because you already have this one in your collection. But that's just me. I mean, if you have the money and you really love it, you can get multiples of whatever you want in different colors, in different sizes, you know? Who really cares? It's your money, as long as you're comfortable doing it. But that is the thought process I follow when I want to make a new purchase. And also linked to that question, so maybe I'm cheating a bit with the question numbers, but also part of question number 3, so maybe a 3B is there, what purpose can it fill in my closet? So is there anything similar in my closet, and what purpose is it going to fill in my closet? Is it a casual bag? Is it going to be an everyday bag? Is it going to be an occasion bag? It's going to be for work. So if I wanted the Alma BB in the My World Tour version, what purpose would that be filling? It's practically the same thing as this. It's the same size, so I use this for casual, occasionally for work. So why would I buy the same bag that will fulfill the same purpose? Maybe if I wanted it in an Alma PM, which is bigger, which I have, then it will be okay. The Alma PM can be for work, and then this one will be for casual. So then I will end up with the same style of bag, but for 2 different purposes, for 2 different occasions in my collection. So question number 4, is it trendy or classic? Now, this one for me is kind of also ties into the do I love it question. So is it a trendy bag or is it a classic bag? Is it a bag that's going to come and then go, and I'd have spent so much money on buying a luxury version? Or is it a bag that I will always have in my collection, I will always want to carry no matter what? In other words, is it going to be a classic for me, for my collection? If it is, I will buy it. If I feel like it's going to be a trend, I will most likely buy an alternative version of it. For example, the Bottega pouch bag that everybody had, this was a rave last year. It was definitely a trend bag, and the trend has dipped ever since it was so huge last year. It's really dipped. But I wanted the trend bag because I liked it. It was a trend. I asked myself, is this going to be a trend or is it going to be a classic? And I knew it was going to be a trend, but I liked it. I wanted it. I could not afford the Bottega. And so I looked at my options. I looked at what other alternatives I had, and I decided to purchase this Aldo one. So it's the same silhouette, but it is by Aldo, and I love that color. I also love the fact that it looks somewhat classic, so it reminds me of some of the purses my mom had, because truly fashion comes full circle, and I know that my mom had similar bags to this a very long time ago. But then it was also a trend I was not willing to invest so much in to get a luxury designer version, and so I got this fast fashion version of it, and I do not regret it. This leads me to the next question. Are there other alternatives? Are there other options? Are there other versions of the bags? Now, as I explained with my beat, it's not every time that another alternative will fulfill the same love or the same purpose or the same space in your heart for a handbag, but sometimes, especially if it's a trendy bag, it's a good option to just look at what else is out there in the market. An option of a good alternative is my Tory Burch Kira flap bag. This is, to me, is an alternative for the YSL small Lulu. I still want the YSL small Lulu. I am still going to buy that bag, probably in the white color, because I will not repeat colors in my collection. But this bag for me, this is contemporary high-end designer, and so this is my plug, my fix for the YSL small Lulu, because I'm not ready to buy it yet, and when I am, I will. But I love the Tory Burch Kira. Like, I don't regret buying it as an alternative. I am even considering getting it in the So Black. So they have a black on bag version that just came out. So I don't mind using a contemporary designer bag as an alternative for a luxury fashion brand. My next question, is there a story or significance or history to that purchase, to that handbag that I really want? And just like I said with the Bottega pouch bag, it reminded me of my mom and some of the bags that she had. Another example is the YSL envelope pouch or clutch. This bag is definitely a classic. So my questions, could I afford it? Yes. Did I love it? Yes. Was it classic or trendy? Definitely classic. Was there something similar in my closet? No, I do not have an envelope style pouch in my closet at all. For what occasion would I use it? Definitely dinner, dates, that kind of thing, evening events. And it did also remind me of my mom, because I know I specifically and vividly remember that my mom had a black envelope clutch. It was patent leather, all black, with gold trimming on the envelope portion of it. I don't know what make the bag was. I never really cared at that time about brands. I was very, very young, maybe 10 or less, but I remember that bag vividly. And when I saw the envelope clutch, it reminded me of her. It ticked all the boxes and it answered most of my questions. Another hard but true question that I ask myself is, will I regret not buying it? Like, will the fear of missing out set in? And that's a very hard question, because sometimes, everybody says FOMO, or we shouldn't be persuaded by FOMO, but it's just life. It's a natural occurrence of life. Can we control it? Yes. Should we be guided by it? Absolutely yes. Kind of like with the Basquiat collection with Coach. I didn't have FOMO at the time. I didn't think about it. I didn't consider it. And now I regret not buying the Beats 18 for the Basquiat collection, because I really, really like it. I never got to buy it, and I've missed out, so I regret it. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. The question I ask myself is it worth the price? Because let's face it, luxury handbags are very expensive. Even the cheapest ones, even the ones we call entry level, they're still a lot of money. So is it really worth the price? Am I buying the handbag because of the quality, or because I need the item, or because of the name of the brand? So I have to take all of this into consideration, think about it and say, this price I'm paying for this item, is it really worth it to me? Do I really want this item this bad, and for this reason that I absolutely would not mind paying this amount of money to get it? And the one bag that I know absolutely answered that question is my favorite This is the Louis Vuitton favorite and I love this bag. I will not sell this bag. This is a forever item in my collection. Now, my knowledge about Louis Vuitton pieces was not very vast as at when the favorite was available on the website, so I didn't know about it and I didn't buy it then. I only discovered the favorite this year, and then I was like, I fell in love immediately and I wanted it. So I had to buy it on the resale market. I bought it from the Real, and let me tell you, it was very expensive, above retail, because this bag has been discontinued. It's also hard to get in the Azure print. You can get it easier in the Eben, sometimes even the monogram, but the Azure is really, really hard to find. So it was very expensive on the Real, again, because I'd had to convert it from US dollars to Canadian dollars. And then by the time it came into Canada, I had to pay duties and taxes on it. So at the end of the day, it really, really was above retail price. But for me, the cost that I spent in getting it was totally worth the price. Would I do it again for this bag? Absolutely. Would I buy any other bag on the Real? I don't know. Maybe I'll do things a bit differently, but I absolutely love this bag and it was worth the price. And related to that, but my final question is, can I get it cheaper elsewhere? Now this I have learned the hard way. So before I make any purchases, luxury or otherwise, I consider all the options available there. So a quick Google search, a quick search across retailers. So you can check on retailers like Farfetch, Nordstrom, Saks Fifth Avenue, Saks off Fifth. You can check Louisa Roma. Who else? And then definitely check the pre-loved market, second-hand markets, resale markets, whatever you choose to call it. So you check sites like the Real, Fashion File, and definitely check Facebook groups. There are so many Facebook groups where pre-loved luxury items are sold. Check those and just compare prices across all of that information. So definitely check all the options in pricing and decide on which is cheapest or which you would rather go for. Also pay attention to hidden costs and charges like taxes and duty. So that's it, guys. Those are the 10 plus hard but necessary questions that I asked myself before buying any handbags, luxury or contemporary. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to check out the other videos that I'm going to be linking in my description box below. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit the tiny notification bell beside the subscribe button so you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Bye.